All right, we are live here. It is just a little bit before 12. This is the Wine Down Wednesday at pepperbogey.com. We left Paso Robles at about 9 o'clock and got down to Los Olivos just a little over an hour later. And we are here at Liquid Farm. It's in downtown Los Olivos. Beautiful wine. First discovered it a couple of years ago when it was at the Wine Ghetto. And we are here with Jeff Nelson, who's the proprietor, the owner of Liquid Farm. And thank you so much for joining us here on IGTV, and we'll tag you and all this. I literally just bum rushed him and said, "Would you be on camera?" And he said yes.
Had to get makeup on first.
Yeah, so there's Pepper and there's Bogey of pepperbogey.com. So Jeff, thanks again for taking the time to speak with us. Tell us a little bit about you.
Make sure you don't fall asleep. But
No.
I've been in the wine business since 1990, so a little while, and mostly in the champagne world. So
In the champagne world.
champagne business for about 18 years, managing champagne brands. And,
Where's that? Where was that?
Veuve Clicquot was the first brand that I represented.
That's not a bad name to
Have you all heard of that?
It was
Veuve
kinda
Clicquot.
helped jump my career. So
Nice.
that was in
You're
95.
managing the brand on like California.
California,
Wow.
it's California market, and so
Yeah.
I was the regional manager. So I basically would handle the sales for the distributor, manage the distributor, marketing programs, events.
Nice.
So, really learned how to market and brand a champagne. Learn from the best, and if you can, champagne's very similar to clothing. It's more of a fashion thing. It's not necessarily about taste. So if you can brand it properly, they will come. So a lot of the things we do at Liquid Farm, I've learned over the years from Clicquot. I was at Laurent Perrier for many years, and then Champagne Henriot.
Wow. Now, did you know you wanted to get into the wine industry, or did you sort of fall into it? How did that happen?
Just fell into it. I was out of college, so it
Out
was
of
just
college.
really a job to begin with.
Yeah.
Just a pure job. It didn't I think it paid $18,000 the first year. Was back in 1990, so
Yeah.
but it was still very little in money at that time. It was just a job, and then once I got with Clicquot, I started to study and took WSET.
Oh, you did?
And learned a lot more about wine. Really got into wine at that point, and really made it more of a career versus just a job.
How fun. Is there anything more fun than this industry, do you
It was
think?
being with Clicquot at that time. Not too many people really knew the brand. It wasn't that well known. It wasn't in the chains. I actually put it in the chains at that time, or at least Vaughn's, Pavilions. But yeah, it was. You got treated like a rock star. It was people, when you walk in with champagne, people would. At restaurants, the owners would definitely make room for you at a table. Over, an actor or an athlete. So it was
Interesting. Where are you from?
Once you left there, though, you also
You felt
lost that
the vacuum.
Exactly.
How funny. Where are you from originally?
Sacramento.
Nice.
North
Okay.
California, yeah.
So did you have a farming background in your family?
No, just marketing business
Marketing and
background,
business. Cool.
and worked for Young's Market Company.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, at the beginning, and
Oh, you work for Young.
I did. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I got the job because one of the senior VPs walked by at the interview and looked at my resume and saw we went to the same high school. Of course, at different times.
Yeah.
But he hired me right on the spot just because we went to the same high school. So I
Nice.
gotta, you always get breaks in life. And,
Yes, for
and
sure.
so that was a lot of fun. And then I was there for 2 years, and then they promoted me to one of their distributors, one of their suppliers. Which was Brown Forman, which owned Jack Daniels. But I was on the wine side of things, and did that for about 3 or 4 years. And then I got with Clicquot, and that's where I kind of really excelled with my career, and it opened doors for the champagne world.
Yeah. Nothing's really by accident, is there?
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, it's timing, but you got to put yourself in the,
Yeah.
luck is everything, but you have to put yourself in that position.
For sure. Well, we'll go into wine in a moment, but before we do that, can you give us a little bit of just maybe 1 or 2 tips on how to find good champagne, and what do you look for in champagne? Because it is one of those things where, like you said, probably more branding than the taste, right?
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
do you have
Yeah.
any?
Yeah, I mean, it's, these days, if it says champagne on there, it's probably going to be great. So anything from champagne, I think, tends to be pretty nice in general. But you look at that, you look at the producer, and you try to find a producer that you like. Really, the non-vintage champagne that they produce is the hardest wine to make, because it's really a blend of different vineyards that create a style that is consistent over time. So if you can find one of the champagne producers you like, then hopefully it'll keep that consistency with that style you like, whether it's all Chardonnay, whether it's all Pinot Noir, or part Chardonnay, part Pinot Noir, part Pinot Meunier. Just depends on what profile you like.
Very cool. All
Are you
right.
planning on making a sparkling wine with liquid farm?
We actually made a champagne.
We did?
In France. So we
Oh, so
made-
you
You
can't
did?
officially call it.
yeah, we call it champagne. We'll bring it over early next year. So it'll be
When did you do it?
We did it about 3 years ago.
No kidding. So it's been in bottles now?
Yeah, it's been sitting in bottle. We went over there.
How many cases?
About 100 cases a year. We'll do.
Oh, so you're going to do it consistently?
yeah, consistent.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And what are you going to call it a special name?
It'll be
or-
Liquid Farm.
Liquid Farm
Yeah,
champagne.
What grade
All
do you
right.
use?
It's all Chardonnay. It's all Grand Cru.
Now with champagne, obviously, I know the designation has to be champagne. Does it also have to be Chardonnay?
Nope.
Okay, so it can be something else.
Yeah, there's 3 grapes that are allowed, and that's Chardonnay is the most prestigious for the most part. And then you have Pinot Noir, and then Pinot Meunier. And Pinot Meunier is a little
Meunier.
bit of a Pinot Noir.
That's a new one to me.
Yeah, and it's usually planted in the lower areas where frost tends to happen, because it's fairly frost resistant. It's also an earlier ripening grape. It actually gives you the fruitiness in champagne, whereas Pinot Noir gives you the power, and then the Chardonnay gives you the finesse.
Okay. All right. So fast forward, I don't know how many years, to Liquid Farm. Now, talk us through how that came to be.
I was lucky enough to be with Champagne Henriot, or Henriot Inc., which owned Bouchard Perry-Fils, and they own William Febvre Chablis. So I worked with a few Burgundy houses they owned, and
Yeah.
of course the Champagne house. But I was lucky enough to kind of do both. So I was able to start this in 2009 and still keep my job until I think I left in 2014, I believe, or 15. So I was able to do both until we got big enough to for me to jump out. So yeah, I was lucky enough to do both. We started very small. We started with 4 barrels to start in 2009, so 100 cases. And we did ramp up pretty fast. We went from 100 cases to about 5,000 cases in about 4 years. But that's about where we're at right now. Is at 5,000. That's where we want to be.
5,000
Yeah,
cases.
that's enough for us. We want to keep the quality.
That's where you guys are at?
Yeah.
5,000 cases, I'm sorry?
Yeah,
Yeah,
5,000.
5,000
That's with the rosé. Yeah, with
Bogey's
the rosé.
about to be taken for a walk.
Don't we all like that?
Yes. Okay, so he started in 2009, but when did you start thinking about it? When was the concept born?
I had the name Liquid Farm in 2005.
Okay.
But it was going to be a wine store. Nobody really knows that, but it was going to be a high-end wine store with a good friend of mine who ran Christie's auction house for the country, and so we were going to do an auction-based, net worth client type wine store.
Yeah.
And, the economy took its turn in 2008. So
Yeah.
that kind of put a kibosh to that, and I had the name, and good friends of mine at Dragonet Cellars asked if kind of forced me into producing something in
Wow.
with the name Liquid Farm.
Yeah.
And they said they would obviously guide me through it. So I made the wine there for the first couple of years, and then we moved to our own facility in 2013. And in Buellton, and then we moved to the current spot in Lompoc in 2016, which you guys were there. So that's our current spot.
Okay. So let me ask you a little bit about the name, and then we'll go into the wine. I'm going to switch platforms in a moment. So Liquid Farm, you're going to be a high-end wine store, maybe auction style.
Right.
Where did the name come from?
It was just wordsmithing with a friend, and I like names and
Yes.
and ideas, and so it's really just Liquid from farming, and I just loved how the two came together.
It's got a good ring.
Yeah, it had a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
It really made you think about something versus just somebody's last name, which
Yeah.
my last name is not very exciting, so it wouldn't be a big seller on there. But really wanted to do something that brought back to the farming and really took the focus off of me and our team and really put it back into the farmers we work with.
Right on. Okay, so I'm gonna go end it here for a moment. We'll be right back.
Do you